This episode of Rob Has a Podcast is brought to you by Star Walk 2. A bright full moon is rising on September 7th, while some places like Europe, Australia, and Africa will see a blood moon eclipse. I don't even know what that is, but that sounds super cool. Babe, let's go back to Europe.
I'm freaked out.
Right now. Anyways, they'll see a blood moon eclipse. Here in the US, we'll get a perfect view of the glowing full moon.
Seems safer. But use Star Walk 2 to track the moon's position for any date, literally any time. Just point your phone at the sky and tap the camera icon to see it in AR. And check out the bright yellowish dot nearby. It's not the sun. I get how you can get confused. That's Saturn, growing close to its best visibility of the year. The app makes it easy to explore what's around the moon and what else is lighting up the night sky. So without further ado, here's Big Brother Unlocked. Oh my God.
I'm downloading the app right now.
Let's go. We got one.
Awesome.
We got
two.
one.
So welcome everyone to Big Brother Unlocked. We are here with not just one, but two very special guests. The winner of Big Brother 25, Jag Bains, and the one and only, the theoretical winner of Big Brother 25, if he had been given that chance, Jas Bains. How are you guys?
I stopped breathing for a second. Wait a minute. But anyway, how are y'all? We're so happy, to have you on the podcast.
We're good.
Thank you for having us on. We're super excited to be on. This is actually my very first podcast that I'm doing. So to do it with you guys, I'm so excited.
So for this podcast, he's going to be doing all the talking. I'm just going to be just mentoring, just watching and stuff. So get in with all the hard-hitting questions.
Okay, so I actually do. Let's get it started. I have a couple. I have one question for you, Jas. We posted some clues. I posted some clues on my Instagram on who, the guests were going to be. I'm going to show you the clues, and you're going to tell me how they relate to Jag. Okay? So this was the first clue we posted. It's just a little number one. What does that mean?
That he won?
No.
My hands are covered in your blood. That's the answer.
Really?
That has to be.
So Jag going number one on me in the pressure cooker. Very You might not have followed the season that closely, but anyways, what about the second hit?
So the number one, I guess he won. Whatever.
Allegedly.
More impressive, he has the most comp wins, right? He beat the record our season. So
with
he's
no
at the number,
blockbuster.
with no blockbuster, which
That's
maybe we'll get into that later, but I don't know if blockbusters should count as comp wins. Anyways, he's got 10 wins. So that makes him, he beat Janelle, I believe, right? Was it Janelle and Michael?
I think by definition, you beat everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
I only am.
This is clue number 2.
I wonder.
I know what
Go
it
on,
is.
Jess.
It's because he's always paranoid that the sky is falling.
There you go.
Is that it?
Bingo.
Ding, 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 ding. Yep. When he woke up in the pressure cooker, to the light,
The sky's
like,
falling.
is that the sky?
The light turned on.
And coincidentally, also wore a cockadoodle zoom costume. But yeah,
That's true.
Exactly. And the third clue I posted was Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
What the?
Oh, quickest time in BB Comics. That's what
There
that
we
was.
go.
pretty
So,
good.
and they're siblings. So I figured it was a clue for both of y'all, Jag and Jas. Anyways, welcome. We're excited to get started and, talk about Unlocked. Just Unlocked. No Unlocked. Sorry. Just one.
yeah.
Unlocked. I was going to say
discussing
Unlocked.
That's Quinn's job. He does unlocked.
Yeah, you can check that out on his Patreon.
But let's talk about enough, back and forth. Serious business to attend to. BB breaking news. Okay. Rogue votes. Jag. I pride our season on having absolutely 0 rogue votes all season. So my question to you is, if you're in the house, the vote's like 12-1. Do you care?
I honestly don't think it matters. Like, unless there's a strategic, like if you're trying to pin it on someone, then it matters. But like if it's 12-1, I'm gonna assume it's like their closest friend that just threw them a sympathy vote.
Do you know why Vince even did this? Like, because obviously we don't have the feeds, so we haven't gotten any explanation from him. We don't know if he's even told anybody.
Pluto, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, Pluto, get in the chat.
Pluto TV.
So, America, what's your theory?
For what? For Vince?
Yeah.
I think he just maybe wasn't locked in enough and didn't know what other people were going to be voting, and he's like, oh,
No
maybe.
way.
Do you? I don't know. I wasn't watching last.
He was outside of everybody in the house knew they're gonna vote that way, and Vince just like.
So do you think he's scheming? Do you think he's plotting?
Do you think he actually, for one time, wanted to keep his word? And like, cause he told her, like, if he got off, he would
So
vote
Jazz,
to keep her?
let me dive into this, because what people have been saying is Vince swore on the Bible to Mickey that he was going to keep her. My question to you is, if someone swore on the Bible to you about their vote, would that carry weight? Would you be like, okay?
Honestly, it's Big Brother. You gotta do what you gotta do to get to the end. That's my thinking behind it, right? So like, however people want to play, they can play. That's on them.
Yeah, but would you trust them? Would you be like, okay, I for sure have their vote? Because it sounds like you're the opposite, right? Where you're like, no, people are going to play and they're going to do whatever it takes to win. So like that.
I would add a dramatic flair, and I would find a Bible in the house, make them put their hand on the Bible, and then
Do
say
it right now.
Jas Bains Giesling.
Jazz
What?
goes into the diary room, rips up the Bible during his vote. Too much, Jazz. Way too much. Okay? Do not do that. It actually does remind me of our season a little bit, where a lot of heat was put on Red because Red swore on, I believe, his children, maybe his marriage, and Suri was like, no one should do that. That is not trustworthy. Meanwhile, with Red, that might be the most trustworthy thing I have ever witnessed, ever.
Well, didn't Suri also swear on the Bible, allegedly? So
I hope.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I would have sworn it if I found it. I didn't.
She was hoarding it so she could swear.
Yeah, like,
She swore on it only to Felicia, and it works for Felicia every time. She's like, no. That was a secret power.
Mind of a mastermind.
Every time. So I don't know why Vince voted that way. My impression is just like he was on the block, so he was much more worried about getting votes to keep himself. So when he came off the block, he didn't really care which way it went and didn't have those kinds of conversations, because why would he? But again, like, I just don't know why people care. Like, the reason I never put in a vote, and I think the same as you, is like, if there's a rogue vote on Big Brother 25, who do you think is like suspicious? 1,
Cory,
2, 3.
And then America.
You're right behind him, Jag.
Hey, buddy. That's fine. The third person in line. Look, I feel like we'll see if he tries to pin it on someone. Like, it's not necessarily like a good or a bad thing. Like, it could be a good like move if he makes something out of it. Like, if someone wins and he's like, it was so and so, and like we can't trust them. They don't even vote with us. Like, I don't know. Like, you guys know, like, we've been in the Big Brother house. Like, people will grasp at anything to put someone up, and sometimes just saying like you didn't vote with us is good enough. Like, you're now incriminated.
Everyone's looking for a reason. What I care about and what I'm upset about is that we didn't get to see these conversations. It looked so fun. Like, everyone just being like, I think it was Ava. I think it was Will. You know, everyone whispering to each other.
And Vince looked kind of cool, by the way. Like, it's not a normal state for Vince being like a really chill guy, but he was being really chill there, being like, was it you, Kelly? And I have this theory about
the
Vince.
audacity. Yeah.
After he won this blockbuster, saving himself from eviction, I think he's got a bit of a pep in his step. I think he's feeling himself a bit.
Wouldn't you?
I mean, his name isn't being thrown out, right? Like, no one's saying, oh, Vince threw the rogue vote. So I don't even think that he needs to do anything with it. Everyone around him is running with it, and he can just step back and watch it happen.
He said he doesn't need to do it. His game is screwed anyway. It doesn't. What is he gonna do? At this point, he's just gonna do whatever. He's having fun, you know. Like, let him.
He's that little dog in that meme where the house is on fire, and he's like, everything is fine. I'm fine.
So, wait, it's time to play a really fun game. One of my favorite games on Big Brother Unlocked. Big move or bad move? All right, we're going to start the first one with you, Jazz. So they talked about Keanu is very convoluted. Keanu rats out Rachel to Ava, which gets back to Rachel. Big move or bad move from Keanu?
Initially, I think as soon as I was seeing it, it was a big move. But since Ava yapped and then told other people and it just got around, it was a bad move. I think Derek mentioned this where he was like, oh, like it's just the fact that it got back to her just didn't work out. Like it's just, it shouldn't have happened. And he wasn't putting up Rachel. So why are you trying to turn Ava against Rachel
Literally.
when you're gonna put up Ashley anyways? Like, what is the move there, right? So I think like he's thinking very one step ahead. He's not thinking 3 steps ahead with this.
Well, so I'm curious, Jag, just your general thoughts on like Ava's game, because you and Ava, I can't think of like one similarity with how you two play, but like on the outside, are you a fan of what she's doing?
In terms of this specific move or just her game in general?
Just big picture.
I mean, I think she's in a fine position. Like, I think I liked her HOH in the sense that like she essentially like put up who she wanted to put up. Like, she didn't care. I thought that was cool to see. But I mean, like, it's hard to say. Like, I'm not like, oh, Ava is the #1 contender to win. Like, she's gonna take it all. Because I mean, we saw it here as well. Like, Rachel is closer to Ashley. Like, it seems like Ava has a lot of people that she's close to, but she's not maybe the #1 person that she's closest with, which, could put her in a good position if people are trying to target like, all the duos in the house, let's say. But I mean, it could work out. I think she's a little bit like, it seems like she doesn't care. And she's a little bit too like, I don't know, like whatever. And so
that was good.
Like literally, she's so chill about it. She's so nonchalant about everything. And she's like, I'm gonna just do what I want. And so that's the only thing I'm concerned about. It's like, it doesn't come off as very intentional,
Yeah, well, I think Derek was kind of alluding to that all episode when he kept dropping in this line of, well, if the jury votes really emotionally, maybe Ava can win. And I was like, yo, Derek, we know what you're doing.
Well, they also all see her as like a floater. We've heard that from other or like evicted house guests. They're like, oh, Ava's just floating. Like isn't actually playing the game.
They were saying they were saying Rachel was floating.
Yeah.
Season. You know what I mean? And Rachel's done anything but that.
Miss Floaters grab a life vest, now floating.
Yeah.
How funny. It's like,
we have a lot of floaters though this season because the power keeps going to just the same people keep winning like HOH, the same people keep winning like vetoes, right? So we have a lot of people that aren't really making game moves, right? They're just like kind of going with the flow of their alliances and stuff. So I feel like we have that, and Ava's one of them, and like there are a lot of floaters. That there aren't a lot of strategic players in the house.
Oh, I think everyone would agree on that.
Yeah, you can have bad moves or dumb moves for certain people's games, but it doesn't make them a floater. You know what I'm saying? But
the girls are fighting. But okay, so my takeaway, and then we'll move on. Keanu, big move or bad move? I don't know. Ava, bad move. Why is she running back to the people who are pitching for her to go on the block to do exactly what?
Yeah.
Can I say something? I get it.
Go on.
No, I get it. Like you got nothing but time in the house. You just got told
the
some
voice
information.
box is meant for talking.
Yeah, exactly. The microphone needs to be used. The batteries need to be changed. So you got to be yapping. I get it.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't switch and put Rachel on the block after that in like the kitchen after she found out. Like I'm trying to wrap my mind around what kind of game he's playing,
Because we also don't know in what sequence these events happened. You know what I mean? What?
Jazz really said, I'm trying to wrap my mind around Keanu's game.
Don't even go there. Don't try. Don't try.
Path. We don't. All right. Big move, bad move. I'm directing this one to you, America. Ashley Unleashed, they call it. I thought it was Ashley Unlocked, but fair enough. Ashley has her whole speech against Keanu. A very controversial speech in online spaces. What was your take?
I love Ashley. I'm a big Ashley supporter. It sounded so rehearsed at the beginning because she probably did rehearse it. Like she, had an inkling, or she got told that she was going to be put up, so she knew what she was going to tell Keanu. But I love a good fight. It was so choppy. We don't really know what happened. There's been a lot of discourse online about who won, who was in the right, who was in the wrong. We won't know because we didn't get the full thing. But
we were in the right. We watched. Like, it doesn't matter.
What do you mean? Like, it doesn't matter. I don't think it changes her game at all. Like, Keanu was already not aligned with her. He's not going to be aligned with her after. I don't think this really affects her in the way that I think, Derek might have said in the episode. I think he said it was a very bad move, making a target of herself. I'm like, Ashley's already a target.
Yeah. What they don't show is then like Ashley and Keanu talking about who that must have been a great TV moment. That was great. Yeah, no, there was a good little banter between the two of us, which like
it was.
Often is the case, especially on this season. I think it is refreshing, Jag, that like compared to our season, the speeches are being showed.
Oh yeah. I mean, we didn't know that they weren't showing any of the speeches our season. It was only
in retrospect.
Like, huh?
In retrospect, though, it's kind of obvious why our speeches weren't.
We should have known when Felicia put her leg on the table. And lifted up her skirt and said, Jag,
veto, please.
You used the veto on me. I was like, yes, Felicia.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean they didn't show the speeches?
Yeah.
It was a classic. But I like Ashley. Flair for the dramatic is always fun. I just think it's like you got to try to pretend to not be rehearsed the best you can. Yeah. But then afterwards, they had an argument that was definitely not rehearsed. So
yes.
We got to the good thing anyways. Finally, Jazz, I'll have you this one. So they called it legally dumb. And they're saying Ashley, she's like pretending to be this person when she's actually this person. My question to you is not big move or bad move. Do you think Ashley is playing a character?
I think that's a great question. Okay, you can be really good.
Like,
you don't win, regardless of what you say. There's no winning answer.
And here's what I honestly think, because I was watching it and I was like, okay, and I had thoughts on it. I think you could be really good at what you do. Like, she could be a phenomenal lawyer for all we know, right? But that doesn't mean you know everything. Right? Like, you might not know who Clark Kent is, right? You might not know all these things about when was the last pandemic, right? And just because you're book smart, it doesn't make you smart in all these other areas. So I think
does it make you get at Big Brother?
Trying to play up that she's playing dumb, but I think there's some truth to her not knowing some of these things.
What is wrong with you, Jazz?
It almost reminds me, like, I don't know. I've never met her. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Maybe it's part of her strategy. I'm sure it is, right? Like, everyone wants to, like, have their target be smaller. And so they might act that way, whatever it is. But, like, it almost reminds me of, like, if someone just does shit in a competition and then they go into the DR and they're like, I threw that. And you're like, I saw you. And you were trying really hard. Like, you did not throw that. You lost it. And so it's almost like a bounce back. Like, you're like, no. Like, if I would have tried, I would have had you, like, who knows? Like, it probably is true, but is it to the extent that they're showing? Is that her, like, big mastermind strategy?
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, probably.
Yeah, no, same. I think it's somewhere in the middle, right? Because in this house, you can't pretend 24/7. Yeah. Like, there's no way of, coming in as a character and, like, going all the way through all 90 days, putting on this act. There's also times when Ashley is just, like, so, like, socially unaware of things that she says that are, like, just, like, really bold or really low-key, like, kind of shady and rude, that I'm like, no way she would do this on purpose as, like, a part of her strategy. Like, get people to dislike her. That's not that's not a good move. So I think it's somewhere in the middle. Maybe she's definitely not as ditzy as she portrays, but I like the idea of her being like, this is all an act, and once finale night comes and I'm in those final two chairs, I'm going to start giving the greatest speech ever and people's jaws are going to be on the floor. I hope we get to see it because I'd like to see that.
I don't know if that I feel like people always talk about that of like, in the finale speech, you're going to reveal your true intentions when it's like, if you view a house guest a certain way for 80 days, they cannot change your mind in that last 2 minutes. Yeah. Where it's like, I think on our season, Bowie Jane had the idea of I'm going to go there, reveal I'm a lawyer, everyone's going to view me differently, which if she did it, 3 weeks before, maybe it could start building. So I think Ashley has to like get on it quick because perception takes a long time to turn around. And she said she was going to do it by jury, right? So we're there. We'll see. Time for everyone's favorite segment, especially Chelsea's. Fantasy Big Brother. Jazz, do you care about this?
Can you name off any of the players on any of the teams?
And rank
Yes.
the teams.
Yes, I can, because I actually took a picture while it was playing, so I know everyone's team.
Oh, Jazz said I'm going to be quizzed on this.
I zoomed in and everything.
Now go through the rest of your camera roll. Keep going. Ooh, what that was.
First and last podcast for Jas Bains. CBS is going to call, like, shut it down. Shut it.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting segment. I'm not invested in who wins, right? Like that's the only thing, but it is interesting that they did this, and it's kind of fun to watch and fun to see them kind of like compete against each other. Like, oh, your team sucks, right? Like they're doing like quick jabs at each other. I don't know. I'm pulling a teeth here to try to make it
Jazz, it's fine. It's fine. It's our least favorite segment.
I just think it's weird to tear down the show we're talking about, but we'll move on. I mean,
no. Let's talk about it. It goes on for a little too long. Also, they introduced the prize, which is a trophy, and I was like, I don't want a prize. I want a punishment. Have somebody do laps around LA in like some t-shirt.
I have a better idea. Honestly, I would be so invested. What if the prize was $750K for winning the draft? So I guess this is a Jag relevant question. Jag, what would you prefer? What did they call it? The Lock of Legends or $750,000?
That's a good one. Well, the thing about the Lock of Legends is that stays there for eternity, is what Chelsea said. And so that's something that really cements your legacy. I'm going to have to go with the lock.
And we respect it. I mean, look, $750K, that flies by.
That's
the lock.
No, Jack is like, the 750's gone. Like, it's been a year.
Here still.
Well, just shout outs to Chelsea. She's doing her best in these segments, but there's not much for her to do. Like, yeah. I think it's a weird thing where they're like, Chelsea's a part of the show, but in such a minimal way every week, where it's like, I wish they either kind of like leaned into it and gave Chelsea like a real moment to talk about the game, because she's obviously has a really good mind for the game, or didn't have this segment where it feels like awkward. She has like 3 lines and then they send her away. So like, it's just weird, but at this point we're committed. So I don't know. I will say though, Chelsea's team is by far the best. She has Morgan, Vince, and Lauren.
Okay. Well, she's got Morgan. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, look at these other teams.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know about Vince and Lauren. But the next segment, which honestly, I am so glad that they're bringing this back, family segments.
Yes.
Oh my God, we've been begging for these. We had Rachel's family, then Will's. This episode, we got to see Ava's family. That was so much fun. Did y'all see the clip of her and her boyfriend doing a street interview in New York? No. It was so funny. So I saw it on, I think I saw it on Twitter or TikTok or something, but it's her and her boyfriend, and they're doing like the how did y'all meet?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, and the boyfriend comes in and he's like, oh, we were like hookup buddies for 3 months before. And she's like, no, don't say it, don't say it. But it was really nice to see him, He's
a funny guy. He talked about she's going to become his sugar mommy.
Yes.
Which I thought was funny because the entire family was on the other side of the camera.
Like, no,
So, Jazz, right? This is very exciting. Obviously, the Big Brother Amazing Race is coming up. So who of Ava's relatives would you want to see run the race with Ava? We've got Dolores, the grandma, Caleb, the boyfriend. I thought the dad, Rob, seemed fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Dolores for sure. The grandma.
I would U-turn all of them.
all of them at the same time.
And I'm backing immediately.
Because for
Shoulder
her, right?
doors out of the way.
He thinks Ava's competing for $750, and so for the
That was
race,
the funniest thing.
$100, $1,000. You know, so
Wait, so did you guys caught this, right?
I think that's the fish tank prize money. The $750.
The red shark is stacking it up.
I'm not even kidding.
So, my theory, maybe Ava, her whole family also thinks it's $750, which would explain Ava's interest in the game.
Like, why do you guys care so much? Like, it doesn't matter.
Anyways, if it was for like the unlocked trophy, I think that'd be a whole different ballgame. Ava would be locked in or unlocked in. All right. So we talked about this before the podcast, a little bit of inside baseball to you viewers. For the shirtless Sherlock segment, Jazz prepared a bit of a monologue just to talk about his thoughts on it. So Jazz, this is your time. You have the floor.
all right, so I'm gonna take my shirt off for this one.
But what did you think of Mr. Pectacular's career change?
I like okay, I'm a sucker for puns, so I like the puns that were getting played on there, you know. Honestly, the segment was not that bad. Like I thought it was funny. I bet you Will is gonna get an adult diapers brand deal. Like if the other guy lays one, he's getting an adult diapers one. There's no way he's not.
Oh, for sure. I thought it was so funny how I was laughing. I'm like, what am I watching? Like, what the fuck is Jesse doing?
You know what it reminded me of? Remember early TikTok when people were doing the thing, like the weird,
wait, the what? It looked like you were about to go in and do that.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, Jesse was built for Big Brother and how they edit modern episodes. He's perfect for it. He has all the sound effects. Like, I think he didn't even need to be sent a costume. I think he had it all.
Yeah, modern and old school, honestly.
Oh,
like he's always been this guy, and it was really fun to see him come back.
Yeah.
And I didn't catch the puns at all. But I'm sure there were puns.
Peculiar.
Yeah.
What I'll say though is that Jazz is the perfect audience for this type of thing because when we watch movies or shows together, like he'll be out loud, like laughing at a pun, and I'm like, yeah, like it's worth like me breathing through my nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not worth. He's like,
like a slapper.
Like, man, like he's the only person in the world that actually slaps his knees when he sees that. So
Jazz would be in the diary room feeding them lines.
Yeah.
That was a good
one. So Kelly dabbles in witchcraft. America, there's been a lot of talk of Etsy witches. Do you think Kelly's witchcraft has been working?
I'm like, where are my stones?
Your crystals?
My crystals. I get her. I get it. Okay. And she was talking about this. What is it? The little note that she was making. I don't know what the spell was for, but I'm taking notes. A sunflower in an envelope. You kiss it with red lipstick. Okay. I thought it was a funny, goofy segment. I don't know.
So
what do you want me to say?
With Jazz, right? I don't think you believe in witchcraft, do you?
I don't.
You don't? Okay. But is there any harm in doing that yourself just in case it might work?
No, I think go for it, you know?
What if you mess it up?
What'd you say, DK?
What if you mess it up?
Oh, like it backfires on you? Like if it does work, that's true.
Well,
you're running a risk of it backfiring if it does work, you know?
This is interesting. I didn't think about
Yeah,
this.
maybe you got to trust the professionals, right? So you got to go on Etsy, get a witch, because as far as we know, all the spells have worked.
Yeah, Kat
I've
Dunn's
seen
work.
people. Yeah, Kat Dunn. She tweeted last week or 2 weeks ago where she said, "I hired a witch for Kat to be evicted," and she was evicted. And then I saw somebody else like cast a spell against Riley. He was evicted that week too. And then I saw like a spell like a spell of protection cast on Rachel Riley, and she was safe, you know, on Vince's HOH. So it's getting scary. I wouldn't try, you know, hardcore stuff myself, but I do encourage it.
What would you define as like what's hardcore stuff for witchcraft?
Well, it's like, I don't know, like
Okay, here's
like casting protection spells. I don't know, that's too much. But
That seems
I'll
like
set
a
my
good
crystals
one.
out and I'll align my crystals and I'll let them, get some sun during the day, and that's as far
well,
as I can do.
let's go around the horn. Everyone gets to cast one wish for this season. I'll start, I suppose. My wish: the blockbuster better be over right now.
Yeah.
If we're going into the final 9 or 8 with 3 nominees and a replacement, absolutely not. So I'm going to be hitting up Etsy after this.
So
Okay.
mine to piggyback off of that, replace the blockbuster with a battle of the block, baby.
4 nominees.
Boo, boo, tomato,
Whoa.
tomato, tomato. I can't see the comments right now, but
Invisible HOH, new powers unleashed. Let's go.
scary week every week.
Mine would be a real showman's.
Wow. So elaborate.
So who?
I
want names.
want to
Names.
see a real showman's in there.
We're down to small numbers,
Andrew,
Jazz. There's not that many
This is-
options.
Give us a hint. Like, what do their names rhyme with? Like,
See, if I tell you too much, it might not work. It might not work
That's
if I tell
true.
you too much.
Ed, did you kiss the envelope, Jazz?
Is that red lipstick?
yo.
Do you have a spell
A spell? Yes, spell of protection on Rachel Riley for this week.
for this week? I'm just worried about locust, the white locust.
Yeah, what is
Well,
the
yeah.
white locust?
This
Whoa. Hey. That's
Whoa.
later in the podcast.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
Jazz.
gotta wait.
Slow
You gotta
it
wait your turn.
See, even Jazz knows it's his first podcast. All right, so let's talk about Mickey, because Mickey's done a lot of exit press. A very polarizing house guest, I think. I'll have empathy for every evicted house guest who gets thrown into BB Unlocked and has to watch all of their game unraveling.
Yeah.
But America, did you share that sympathy?
of course I do.
Yeah.
I think it's tough. I was so bitter. You're just so bitter after you get evicted. And after a blindside like that too, like I can't imagine how she's feeling. So to have her sit there and watch all the people that she thought she was working with plotting against her behind her back, when we know, we watch feeds and stuff, we see the updates, that she was so confident about her position in the game. And people were calling her delusional and all this stuff, but it's like she has her perception of things, right? We get a whole view of all the moving pieces. She doesn't. So it's got to be so tough. But the thing about Mickey that I respect is she'll just like lie, and she'll just lie for fun, right? And I love it. I think it's really fun to see on Big Brother. But she's like, oh yeah, I knew that was happening. My discernment is just so good, and I knew it. And it's like, we know she did it, right? But it's her way of
right when she walked out and was talking to Julie, she was like, I'm shocked. Today, she was like, I'm not that shocked, actually.
Well, I mean, it was a couple hours later, so when she was able to organize her thoughts, it was pretty obvious in retrospect. Jazz, have you heard about Hatgate?
Hatgate?
Hatgate. So Hatgate is Mickey had this really cool hat that she was wearing in the house that was crocheted, allegedly by the one and only T-Core from last season. So
that's strategy.
So what's going on here? Let's get to the bottom of this. Jazz, do you have a theory on Hatgate?
I think she probably bought a hat from T-Core. That's my theory on it.
Wow.
I think
Sam cut his mic.
And I think T-Core and Mickey both knew each other before the game. And she slid it in there and was like, hey, the week you're about to get evicted, wear this hat so you get more screen time. And it helps build her business.
This makes sense.
I think it's aura. I think like lying about that, other people don't know. She's like, yeah, me and T-Core, we're tight. This is her hat, actually. If I'm in the house, I'm like, that's aura. I don't know whether to believe you or not, but I should probably keep you around because you have cool connections and that's social capital and that's awesome. I think that's like a harmless lie. And I thought it was so funny.
I tend to agree. I think people accuse me of this with the whole exquisite bit and lying to you all in the house about what I said. Now, I think the difference between me and Mickey is, what if I went onto my exit press and was like, no, I actually said exquisite. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Because we do have confirmation from T-Core. This is not her hat. So I will say, it's Big Brother. You don't just get to lie about strategy. You can lie about anything. It's totally fine. I respect it. I think it's a funny bit.
Cory was lying about dating MILFs. For what? What's the strategy behind that?
I wouldn't call it dating.
Aura.
Did they freeze for you?
But,
Yeah. Oh, we're back.
Oh, are we back?
We're back. Okay. But I think in general, I lied about so many things in the house because so many people had so much more life experience, and you want to fit in. And none of this applies to Mickey, so I don't know why she's doing it. But it is fun.
It's fun.
All right. Do you want to go to? I mean, is there anything interesting from the Mickey interview?
Yes, there is. There's so much. First off, I wish this episode would have lasted another like 20 minutes, right? I want to hear her thoughts, and that's why we all want to see like the post-eviction like interviews, right? I don't know. Next morning I wake up, I'm excited to see Mike Bloom's interview and see what their rapid fire thoughts are. Mickey said she is blocking Morgan when she is out of the house. How funny is that?
That's funny.
That's real as hell. I like that.
It's so real, right? You're like, oh, fuck this person.
Do you guys think like being in the house? Because I know America, you said you were like very like you felt the type of way as soon as you got evicted. Do you guys think she's actually not gonna have a relationship with Morgan, or do you think they're gonna be buddies again? Like, do you think she'll unblock?
Yeah. I don't think they'll be super close. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it wasn't super. I don't know. I don't remember. Did Morgan say anything personal about Mickey?
Well,
I don't
Mickey
think so.
but
I think Mickey will take it personally. And Mickey said some things about Morgan, but you could see during this interview that like Mickey was like genuinely hurt seeing Morgan, who she considered her like closest ally, talking shit behind her back and plotting like that. Like that must be so jarring. Like, oh wait, this is the person that I thought I was locked in till the end with, and they're doing me like this. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna be close. Maybe she'll unblock her, but I don't see any trips,
Yeah. I don't think at the end of the day, in most of these interactions that Mickey's had with other house guests, she said worse things about them than they have about her. But it's still well within Mickey's rights to be friends with whoever she wants, right?
Yeah.
There's like this weird pressure I think people feel to like, we all went through this experience together. We all have to. No, it's like
we're just a big family, and
the BB25 group chat dead. No activity.
The Stampede group chat though.
That's
popping up to this day. Just OMAC just did something to us. There's something in the air in OMAC, Washington.
Okay. Look, this is. I think the draft is my least favorite segment. This is number 2. The rant room is back. Jazz. The 3 big parts of being a have-not. You sleep in uncomfy beds. You get cold showers. You can't eat normal food. Which one do you think would like be the end of you?
Or what's the ranking? Rank them like from worst to least worst.
Best to worst.
Oh.
What?
They're all bad. They're all bad.
From best to least best.
Best to least best. I'm like, what's the ranking? Okay. The worst, I think.
Sam, cut their mics.
Worst would be the beds, because I love my sleep. So I think like the beds would be just horrible for me. The second would be probably the slop, and like the cold showers, not even that bad. Because when I like go for a run, when I used to run or like work out, I do cold showers to like relax and like as a way to like kind of just like, not be as sore the next day. So the cold showers is like not that bad to me, and then the slop too, it's fine. I think I could probably take it, but I think the beds would be probably the worst. But I heard your guys' have not beds. Some of them were really comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, they were comfy.
Like, wait, did we just get a spoiler? You said you don't run anymore. Did you walk the entire race?
No,
did you crawl?
He's strolling.
Army crawled like Felicia did in the Cockerville Zoom comp.
No, but our beds were hard. Their beds don't look that bad. Also, you're allowed to. I think that'd be the best, right? That's how we're calling it. The beds was like the best part. It was easy.
Yeah.
First off, I got the dog bed. Their beds don't seem that bad. You can bring in as many blankets and pillows as you want into that room. They're not going to say anything. So it makes it a little bit better.
So I'm not an experienced oatmeal consumer. Now, I have had a lot of slop in my day. I was 3 weeks have not.
Wait,
It's just oatmeal, right? It's like shit oatmeal.
do you remember we were talking about this the other day, Jag, and Jazz? I'm sure you saw. But week 1, when all the boys were have-nots, our season, they would microwave the slop for 5 minutes, and that stuff was crunchy. Like you could hear it, like it was like seeds. And I'm like, it's not.
I think I'm the only one who didn't lose their mind because the other was Luke, Heisem, and Jared. So I think the slop got to them.
Can you put like masala in the slop?
You think you're getting masala in the house, Jazz? That's an HOH item.
We barely got salt. Like, are you kidding me? We barely got garlic powder.
So, Jag, what was your experience with slop? Did you mind it?
I mean, the week it was like Humilla week. Everyone was on slop, right? And like Blue was making that delicious
so good
savory oatmeal, which I genuinely loved. Like I thought it tasted
delicious.
like ramen or something. I was like, yo, this is fire.
It was delicious. To this day, like I would have it.
Blue was real for that. It was awesome.
Well, yeah, that was like a top 5 meal in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like that was fire. I thought it wasn't that bad, but that's because it was later on in the season. Like we had our overnight like cereal pretty much.
Overnight oats.
Yeah,
Those are
overnight
good.
oats. And then I would just have a bunch of protein shakes all the time. Now, if you can't have milk, that would have been an issue. But like you can have milk. So I was like, but I think that was the worst part. The sleeping was comfortable. The cold showers was fine. I think it's like the eating is the worst part.
I think so. I think it's just like, I don't know how Rachel did it. She was a have-not 2 weeks in a row this season, which like I can't even imagine that because like genuinely, I think the eating is pretty miserable tacked on with the stress. So like, I get why they're ranting about it. I just wish I didn't have to watch them rant about it.
It lasted a little bit too long. Just like the segment of people walking in on game conversations.
Oh, yeah.
That lasted a few minutes too long because I don't care.
So did you have a go-to, Jag, if someone walked in on you talking?
I was literally just thinking about this. I can't remember, but I definitely had go-tos and they were all ass. It's so, I feel like it's kind of obvious, you know, like when you walk in, like everyone's whispering, you walk in and now they're regular volume, like, oh man, so you said you have 2 cats? That's crazy. It's like, obviously that's not what you were talking about. But I don't remember what my go-to was. You guys remember?
I never had any game conversations, so I didn't need
What are you talking about?
But no, it was the worst feeling in the world, though, like walking into a room and they started a brand new sentence and you could tell. Oh,
When you see a diabolical pairing of people, you're
but
like, oh,
the
no.
worst part was like walking into like a conversation with like it happened with Felicia and Mimi and Sari, where I was like, oh, what are you guys talking about? And they're like, putting you up. I was like, what?
Bro,
They did not
like,
guys. Lie, please say anything else.
They're counting the votes to keep you. You're not even on the block.
Cory.
I was gonna say, like, changing the conversation is fine. I think the thing that really is bad is like the positioning. Like when everyone's standing around in a circle talking to each other, like that one is so hard. Like you can't just change your positioning all of a sudden. Like I remember even when we would be in the bathroom talking, because that would be our hangout spot, like we would be like, okay, this looks too much like we're talking game. Like let's kind of chill out.
I'm gonna go brush my teeth. Someone's gonna go shower. Also, I see people talk about this on Reddit, on Twitter all the time. Why do they hang out in the bathroom? That's so gross. Blah 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 blah. The house is freezing, y'all. Yeah. It is so fucking cold. The bathroom is the only place it's still cold. It's not as cold in there. Also, the toilet's like off to the side. It's a big room. Toilet's off to the side. There's a door. People are showering. You get used to it. It's the coziest room. That's the simple answer. But Cory's go-to, what was yours?
Mine was terrible.
So
I remember maybe my worst moment in the Big Brother house, and there's some bad ones. It was like us 3, Matt and Blue, in the scary room talking about putting up Cameron. Cameron walks in. There's only like 9 people left at this point. Cameron walks in and I'm like, we were just talking about nominations. It's like,
and he's like, cool, what are you guys thinking?
Nominating who?
Do you remember? It was so awkward. Also, this just this triggered another memory. It was week 1. It's me, Jag, Blue, and Kirsten. And Kirsten's just like on the bed, and it's me, Jag, next to each other, Blue and Kirsten sitting across from us. And Kirsten's like, I just want all of us girls to work together, and I want to pick off the guys one by one. Jag, I felt tense up next to me. Kristen leaves the room, and he's like, do you think she realizes I'm a guy? It was so funny.
In that moment, Jag made a final 2 with Matt. In that moment, he said, "Let's points."
Uh-oh.
That's a classic. I will say, for future Big Brother house guests, never start with, we were just talking about. That is the biggest telltale sign that you were not talking about that thing.
Yeah. Well, did you hear Derek's strategy? I thought that was fun, and I was too young. I didn't point it out, but he said that his strategy was telling people, "Oh, I'm glad you came in. You know, we were just looking for you. Come in, like join the conversation and make them feel included." I'm like, "Oh, mind of a mastermind."
Imagine doing that with Kelly. Kelly, come in. We were waiting for you, Kelly. Come on, we have to talk.
We need your input.
That works until you start doing it too much, and like you're doing it to people that were there when you did it to someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Pull it out of your back pocket a couple of times. That's it. Like you
walk into the room, you see the M&Ms. Oh fuck.
All right. Jazz. We saw a segment about Lauren's indecisiveness. First of all, big picture. Is Lauren good at Big Brother?
Okay, first of all, they ate Lauren up with that segment. Like they literally ate her up. It got her more screen time, which is great, but they completely just destroyed her with that.
Lauren's agent, like her screen time is what you're monitoring out here.
No, you don't see Lauren.
Lauren stocks
She's
are
part
up.
of Nova already.
Jazz, like, I got a video.
No, so like honestly, she just kind of disappeared after HOH. I haven't seen her at all, and it's just like she's one of the people I was referring to that I was talking about that was like a floater. Yeah, she won a veto, used it on Vinny, right? And that was a move, but after, like, she just kind of disappears into the background after everything, and she's like one of the people that I'm like, she's just kind of like letting things happen. She's just kind of going through the game and floating through it, right? If she's in final 2, I don't see her winning, right? Like she's not playing a winning game.
So, Jazz, I'm curious about this because this has been talked about to death online about like no one's going to vote for Lauren, no one's going to vote for this person. Who do you think on this cast people like want to vote for in the end? Like who's respected?
I mean, obviously, if Rachel makes it, she wins.
Yeah.
Right, like that's a given. I think it's gonna be very much. I think we can kind of see this with like Will's DR segments, where personal relationships actually mean a lot to these people in there, versus like their alliances, where they're very much struggling with like, okay, these people are in my alliance, and I could save these people, but also I'm super tight with Mickey, so it's gonna be really tough for me to like, you know, and like we saw that with like Will and Adrian crying, right, on the. When they're both like, you see how these personal relationships are really impacting all these house guests. So I think honestly, that's gonna have, I think, a huge impact on who wins, is who has the greater social game in the house. Because right now, competition wise, it's Keanu or Kelly who are winning a lot more competitions, but terrible social games, terrible strategic games. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't see them winning at the end.
I think at the end of the day, people vote for who they like more often than not. And like, I think what often happens is because you like them more, you're willing to be open to information that they're also the better player and they have a great story and all these other things, because like you want to justify your vote other than the very valid justification. I don't want to give the other person the money. And I think I think the season's going to be more about who they don't like versus who they actually like.
Because it's pretty split.
Yeah,
right? We have like Keanu side, which I think is like the Vince, the Kelly, the Lauren, and then this side you have Rachel, Will, Ashley.
I think this is a good question for you, Jag, because obviously you had the privilege of sitting in front of a jury, having them all vote. When you're like going through the game and making a lot of these decisions, like how active are you in trying to like own your game? Because there's a big difference between you and Matt.
it depends at what point, right? I think like I was like, I'm a very cautious player when it comes to like I'm not gonna start talking shit to someone that like, yeah, I'm gonna get you out until it happens. And that was one of the questions I think, America, you asked me that in jury as well. You're like, why didn't you own up to it during, but like in your goodbye messages, or like now you're talking all this shit? And so I think that still remains true now. It's like you never know what's gonna happen. Anything can happen on eviction night. So I think it's about like, if people understand the type of game you're playing, that's important, because it is hard to fully 180 someone's perception of you, as long as they don't completely discount you as like, oh, this guy or this girl doesn't know at all what they're doing. And at the end, if you can actually speak towards like, hey, this is why I'm a better player than the person I'm sitting next to. Like, this is how I took control of the game. I think in a lot of ways, like at the end, you should own up to your game, and there is a lot of value to that, and not owning up too early, because if you own up early, like, yeah, you tooted your own horn, but now you have a bigger target on your back, you know?
It's like Mickey. You know, she's saying she's controlling everybody and telling everyone that. So
well, I think people are often critical of like, oh my God, why are your minds changed by goodbye messages? Those are highly edited. It's a thing that comes up every single season. But you have to put it in the perspective of the jurors who don't talk to the people in the house or on their finale night for weeks at a time. So like these most recent interactions you have with them, which are goodbye messages and like new house guests funneling into jury, is kind of all you have to work with. So like for players like Ava and Lauren and maybe even like Kelly, they need to start jury management right away. Maybe even Ashley, because if their perception is what it is, they're not going to be able to turn it around on finale night. It never happens.
We only have like 3 weeks left too. We don't have long.
True. That's true.
And I think
go ahead.
I was just gonna say a big part of it too. Like I always think of Big Brother as like there's two key parts of the game. I think it's like, can you make it to the end, and then can you win if you're at the end? Like you can float your way to the end, but you're not gonna win. You can make big moves early on, but you're probably gonna get targeted and evicted. So it's like that's the balance people have to play, and that's why it's like, when do you own up to your game? And I think it's like you have to start buttering people up, but it's like, I don't know, everyone falls kind of differently on that like skip.
Yeah,
I agree. Let's move on to the hot list. Jazz, we got Rachel 1, Morgan 2, Ava 3. Would you like to make any adjustments to the hot list?
Oh, honestly, not a bad hot list. I would say the fact that Rachel is still like is so well insulated and isn't being put up, and people like even Keanu is like, I'm gonna put you up, backtracks it, right? Try to convince Vince to put her up. No one's putting her up. No one's taking that shot, right? Because people see she has allies around her, right? So I think that is really good. Morgan as number 2. I don't know. Maybe they're seeing something that I'm not, because Morgan's name was being floated out, right? Like Morgan's name was something that people are like, Morgan's a target, right? Like by being like, oh, Morgan's my target, it makes it so like in other people's heads, she's a bigger target, right? And so like her being number 2 was kind of surprising for me. I'm surprised that Will wasn't in that list, right? Like Ava, Will, because their names aren't being floated out. They're not like actual targets for anyone.
Yeah, I think Ava's the only one in the list that kind of I disagreed with. And I think Ava's positioning is fine, but she really is at the bottom of her side. Whereas like Will, I think should be on the list. Yeah. I think my problem with Will is positioning is good. Win equity, I just don't really know. Comps are really important in the end game. So like I like Rachel and Morgan as the top 2. I think that makes sense to me. But yeah, that third spot feels wrong.
Well, who would you put?
Will be number.
No, but okay, it sounded like you had problems with.
No,
Will.
I mean, maybe Ashley, I think, is the other option. Even like Vince or Keanu at this point, because of how important competitions become. Maybe this Tuesday thing, it feels competition-y more than it does vote-y. So
don't
like,
remind me.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I don't know. Jag, let me toss the not list at you for no specific reason. Kelly, Keanu, Vince was the ranking. How do you feel about it?
Honestly, I think this is a fine not list. I think like Vinny is the one that I really think is like fumbling so bad here that it's been horrific to watch. I earlier on in the season was like, oh, let's go Vinny. Like he's making all these final twos. I like to see it. At least he's playing hard. But it's like he set up his game and then he just kind of like stopped thinking about all these moves as intentionally, right? Like Lauren pulls him off the block and then he blindsides Lauren with his vote. Like that, there's no reason for you to not at least bring her in, if not that whole side, right? Tell them like, hey, we won't have the votes, or just decide to stick with them or whatever you want to do, right? But like, don't blindside the people you've been working with. I think his HOH was pretty horrific as well. I think like him not targeting Rachel after all that, like I don't think he's high up in terms of Rachel's like allies, and he still chooses to keep her safe. So I think he absolutely deserves to be on that list. The one thing that is interesting is people continue to work with him, and I think that's the thing is like they have no other options, right? Like they can they're going to try to work with the other side that they're trying to target, right? So he's the one in the middle still, but I think he deserves to be there. I think Kelly and Keanu, it's just that like Keanu is winning, but he's not going after the right people for his game, and it's not really advancing his game at all. It's just like there's just less people in the house and not much else changed, right? And so that's why I think like unless he can clock, like look, maybe Rachel and Ashley, or like Rachel, who I've gotten in so many arguments with, and it seems like she really doesn't like me, actually doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Right. And so if he actually realizes that and starts playing with the side that he should be playing with and targets the right side, that could be good if he can continue to win comps. But I think he's in a shit position. I think same for Kelly. I think she's on an island other than like kind of with Keanu, you know, but other than that, I think it's like she's an easy person to just throw up and not really have to worry about the backlash, which is a scary position to be in.
Yeah, I mean, Keanu has been a target since like week 1. And he's gotten lucky with the competitions and the fact that the BB Blockbuster is a thing this year, because otherwise he would have gone home like second, third, fourth, whatever. And Kelly. And Kelly got lucky that people just turned against Jimmy for no reason, right? And I think that's the only night where she was on the block on Thursday. And then Keanu has never been on the block on Thursday nights because he's managed to save himself every time. But they're definitely on the bottom for me. They're just so bad socially, and they don't have a good read of what's going on in the game. I just hate Kelly, you know, trashing Rachel for no reason all the time. It's just so annoying to watch. And we saw that this episode, they gave us the clip of her pinning the rogue vote on Rachel and being
Ashley.
like, all right, she's like, yeah, no, she's like, it's Rachel. Like Rachel's got something.
But like Rachel voted out Ashley is such a ridiculous theory.
Yes.
Like it's just Kelly's so single-minded. You know what I mean? Let me complain about Unlocked for a second. Just they got to chill with the music. I don't know why every segment ends with like a bass boosted techno track. It makes it feel very disjointed. I think that adds to the unnaturalness that some people are complaining about.
Really? No, I think we gotta, instead of that bass, you know, club music, we need more jaggy with it music.
Yeah.
You know, we need more jaggy with it.
We need me live. We need me freestyling. We need my hit singles. We need bounce out there. We can switch this up, you know?
So, Jack, after watching Mr. Pectacular's segment, do you wish you did something a little bit more dancey with Get Jaggy with it? Or are you happy with how it played out?
Shirtless, perhaps?
Yeah, shirtless, dance during the remix. Look, absolutely not. I love to get jaggy with it. I had so much fun with that segment, or at least recording it. But I didn't know what the remix is gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
I heard that Jag actually made the song.
Yeah. I was actually like, wait, this is fire. I submitted it. I hit up the execs. I was like, y'all gotta put this in. They're like, okay, fine.
He's officially been blacklisted from CBS after this.
Don't worry, we're getting Get Jazzy with it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Next week, right?
Which house guest Jazz? Who do you want to get jazzy with it with?
Who would be next?
Yeah, who would you choose for your segment?
Get jazzy with it.
Honestly, probably Will.
Yeah, he seems like a jazz guy.
I can see him like a fedora.
One-liners, yeah, the little fedora. You know, I think you could get jazzy with it.
I think that's a good call. And then the other little complaint, this one is levied at Mr. Derek Levasseur. You can't say you like that segue when he scripted the segue. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't work. You're like, huh? Look, I did a good one there, huh? Like I know it was on the paper.
Is it scripted? I don't know.
You think that was a one-off by Derek Levasseur? Just a quip? Maybe. I don't know.
What was the segue?
I don't
remember the segue.
No one remembers the segue, and I think that's maybe the point. All right, let's talk about what Jag was desperate to talk about earlier. This Tuesday elimination episode. What is your theory, Jazz?
What? Not even Jazz.
Yeah.
What's my theory? Actually, I'm gonna hand this to Jag. I think he's itching. You can see him over there itching to talk.
Jazz said 0 thoughts.
I don't know. I have no. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Like I'm trying to think of like what sort of twist they might have where someone gets eliminated at the end. And my brain first went to in Big Brother Canada, they did a chain of safety. And so maybe they have something like that, right? They have a competition that someone wins, and then they just start like naming people off that they want to keep safe. And the last one left is the rotten egg, and they're out of here. You know, I don't know exactly. I like the different twists. I really liked last season. I forget the name, like the
Janky Week?
No. The like horror.
Oh, for BB Can. BB Can 12.
Movie Night Massacre.
Movie Night Massacre.
Yes, yeah. The movie night. Yeah, whatever it is. So I'm like, my mind is going straight to BB Can with all the things they've done because I think they have really cool twists. So I'm like, maybe it's like Movie Night Massacre where, you know, one person wins. Whoever wins, they get the HOH. They do like they run it all right then and there. I feel like it'll be different than like a double eviction because they would have just called it that. But I don't know. Who knows what they have up there.
I'm like, he said elimination, not eviction.
Yeah.
So something's
that's
up.
True. Yeah, that's true.
I bet we're gonna like turn up. The feeds are coming on tonight at midnight Pacific. There's gonna be like Zach and Zay back in the house, Rachel and Ashley gone. It was Zombie Week 4.
Look. I prefer that to feeds coming back and nothing happening. They've just been outside all day suffering. You know, we'll see tonight in a few hours. What, midnight Eastern?
Midnight Eastern. Okay.
Hour and a half. So let's just keep this podcast going. What do y'all say? Another hour and a half into the feed.
Run it.
What are other theories for White Locust? And we'll go back to you, Jazz. I know you.
I think it's an invisible HOH with a physical competition. So I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Wait, I took me a second.
Yeah,
you're like, wait.
Invisible HOH, that takes me back.
No, I agree with Jag. We were kind of talking about this too, so I think we both kind of had like the same theory about it. So I agree with Jag that I do think it'd be cool if it was something that they brought from Big Brother Canada, you know, to like use some of those ideas.
Huge I think Canada supporters here.
Huh?
That huge Canada supporters here.
I'm a Canadian, actually.
Y'all are like literally. We were just in OMAC, where Jag and Jas are from. They're a few hours from the Canadian border.
Moose is on camera.
We're an hour from the Canadian border, so we're basically Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is BBUS, and they cook up some diabolical twists. So all I'm hoping for is whatever twist they have ends in a vote. I don't care if there's 9 competitions to determine who's they're voting between. But I don't want to see Rachel get flung out of the game because she lost, you know, like a shuffleboard thing. Like that would just be really upsetting, especially if they just turn on the feeds. Because they didn't say Tuesday was live, right?
No.
So someone's going to be gone tonight is my prediction. It seems that way, unless they're turning off the feeds for another day.
Somebody on Twitter was like, I heard it's Unk. I'm like, oh my God, not Will. I'm like... and then there's other rumors about it being Lauren, but in the end we have, Taylor and Derek and Lance go to the backyard, and it's the White Locust. Literally, it looks just like Janky Week did. Like we're getting that kind of twist. But then Tyler pops out.
Yes.
That was cool.
That was cool.
That was hype. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know if he should have killed Taylor. That's Tyler killed Taylor, Derek, and Lance Bass, which I thought was a bit aggressive. But
No, he like tasered them.
He tasered them.
well,
Tasered them. Yeah.
we saw Lance
really-
how he's moving a little bit.
Yeah. He was kind of just twitch. I like how he played into it.
I think
That's what I'm
Tyler's
saying.
perfect.
He's the perfect audience for this. Like he's like, oh, that's so good.
He's cracking up. Jazz must be the biggest Andrew the Intern fan out there.
You get up, Jazz. You have an I love Andrew the Intern shirt. That'd be funny.
Actually, no, I am Andrew the Intern. He's gonna reveal it at the end. It's gonna be
That's a
me.
crazy mask. That's a big one. So he visited the costume department. That was cute. I will say, so costume people have been killing it. I think this season, especially every season, basically. What she said about only having 2 hours between the veto draw and the veto competition is so true, because the amount of time Felicia had to spend refitting her outfit. They gave Matt a shirt that was small on me. Like, genuinely, I think they made an effort this season to cast people who were like within a similar boat of heights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love this segment, and I love seeing more of the behind the scenes stuff, right? That only alum really know about. But like getting to meet the costume designer, we do that a few days before we go into the house. We do that the same day that we do everything else, all the PR stuff. But yes, the fitting. I remember that shirt. You had to throw it out because it was too. Matt got this costume.
Yeah.
And he got this shirt that looked like a human Shrek. The shirt that human Shrek wears. Do you remember that?
Tiny.
And it was so tiny. But yeah.
Yeah, so they're good at what they do, though. I mean, I thought the egg and the butler are two of the best punishments we've had in years.
Yeah.
Cognitive Zoom was all right. Jag, did you feel
was fine until there's like the feathers were all over the house, and people were like, what were you doing in the have not room? And I'm like, nothing, I swear. And they're like, you found a feather. And I'm like, no.
Weeks later, we were fighting.
Morgan might find one tomorrow, like it's in the Orbeez, right? Yeah, so kind of messed up. They didn't shout out your costume, Jag, but hey, what are you gonna do? You can't win everything, right?
You're right.
So I have one more question for you, Jazz. One more gamey question before we wrap up here. I just feel like you have a unique perspective compared to all of us. So you had the privilege of watching Big Brother 25 with returning player Suri Fields and 27 with Rachel. Big Brother 28 happens, you're a house guest. Returning player comes in, say it's Chelsea, someone you don't know, for example, right? What's the play?
Do I know this person personally?
You don't know this person, theoretically.
I think I would initially work with them, right? Because I think we see just out of all of these, like, first of all, Big Brother is going to give them some kind of safety, right? Yeah. So they're going to be safe in some way, one way or another. So being in their good graces, but also like, I would target them pretty early on before they get too much power, right? Because then at that point, it's like, then they're running the game. And you got to go after them, right? But I wouldn't let them know that I'm targeting them, right? I would never let them distrust me.
You just gave it You baited, you took it.
Big move or bad move?
So one last Bains Brothers question, right? Jag, we saw you play Big Brother. Both of y'all ran the race together. Jazz, after watching your brother play, how do you think you would... Actually, this is a better question for Jag. How do you think Jazz would play differently than you did?
I think he's a lot better with... I think he would be really good socially and like strategic. Like, he's really good at picking up when someone's lying. And he's also very, very devious. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I went in there as like, I'm representing my community. I want to stay loyal. Like, oh, this is a move I should make, but I'm going to just do this. He would just like, he would be a lot more cutthroat. I think he would just be down to do.
I would take Bowie Jane to final two.
Oh. He would take Bowie Jane. That's the difference between.
That was my next question.
Yeah. For sure.
That's
and then lose.
And
lose. Yeah. He burned everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's I could not agree more. So America, do you have any final thoughts about Unlocked before we wrap?
No, it was a fun episode. I love seeing the behind the scenes stuff with production. I would have liked to see more of Locust. What is it? Locust, the White Locust. The White Locust. Maybe actually explain what the twist is. But BB always does this. They've always, done the thing where they like tease it. Oh, next episode, we're going to tell you about this. Episode comes, they don't mention it at all. Oh, wait until Sunday. We're going to tell you about this twist.
Jag did this to us.
On and on and on. What
the Instigator, remember? We were going to all tuning into that special recap episode to learn what the AI Instigator was.
Oh, yeah.
And the final line was, tune in Wednesday to see what the AI Instigator is.
Last year. Which brings me to my next point. Stop blaming Unlocked for the feeds being off.
Good take.
It's not a thing. I see it everywhere all the time. They've been cutting feeds more and more. It has nothing to do with the episode. It has nothing to do with Derek and Taylor. They're not production. They're not running things. And I don't think this episode... it's not dictating what we see and what we don't see on the feeds. I truly don't think so. Yeah. We saw this last year on BB26 where they cut the feeds the entire night during Leah's Marshmallow HOH for no reason, seemingly, other than to not, I don't know. We just couldn't watch for whatever reason. Have no idea what the executives or, higher ups are thinking. But yeah, it's not Unlocked's fault.
We know exactly why the feeds were cut. They have this massive twist that might result in an elimination. That's never going to be on the feeds. It's never been on the feeds for something like that. And let's be honest, they cut the feeds for whatever reason they want, and they'll continue doing it for whatever reason they want. There's this theory of they're trying to phase out the live feeds with Unlocked, which makes legitimately zero sense, and the sources consistently make zero sense. So all I'm going to say is my little, what would you even call it? Announcement, perspective. They cut the feeds because they like cutting the feeds for a variety of reasons. Unlocked has nothing to do with it, is my theory. And I'm sticking to it.
Jazz, what do you think?
I think that's actually true because I remember being on the outside, waiting for your guys' feeds to come on, and it wouldn't come on right after the Thursday live eviction, right? You would wait sometimes 24 hours, right? You would wait a while for it to come back on, and then randomly it would just cut. Right. So I don't see a difference right now in terms of I think it just it's more heightened because there's a Big Brother Unlocked episode. So people are oh, they're cutting it. They're replacing it because of Unlocked. No, feeds have been cut after eviction episodes for a while now.
Yeah.
Wait, they did this when Matt got the path to power, right? I heard that they were cutting the feeds whenever he was talking about what decision he was going to make.
Yep. Invisible HOH was super choppy as well because they didn't want people to know. I think, especially, I just hate the conspiracies this time because it's so obvious why they're cut. There's actually not that much speculation. It doesn't matter. But I want to do one final thank you to the Bains brothers for hanging out with us. Welcome, Jazz, to the reality TV podcasting community. Woohoo!
Thank you.
What
a
wonderful debut.
Yeah.
No plugs today, so we're just kind of gonna wrap this up. Thank you all so much for watching Big Brother Unlocked. We only have a few episodes left, but we'll make them count. And other than that, thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Let's go.
Thanks for watching, y'all. Okay, thanks for watching Big Brother Unlocked. Again, one final shout out to Starwalk 2. Again, don't forget, a full moon is rising on September 7th, so make sure to go check that out.
Yeah, I mean, during our season, Suri would always attribute some of the crazy moves happening to, it's a full moon this week.
So crazy stuff happens during a full moon, babe.
So do I have a theory? Big Brother 27, has there been a full moon over Los Angeles the entirety of the season? The vibe, Keanu's existence has to mean a full moon is sitting somewhere, right?
We'd have to check Starwalk 2 to figure that out.
So if you want to check out Keanu's birthplace, please download Starwalk 2 on the App Store and get to explore it.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.